Hi, it's Jill with cricflix. Today I'm going to be working on some more carousel horses. The last couple of videos, or few videos, I do believe. Well, no, I did the little girls, but I've been doing quite a few of the carousels. And what I'm going to be doing is putting them in my shop, a whole different section that's going to be just of carousels in different colors, different animals. Some will be on the carousel, some will not. Some will be, like for instance, this one that is just on a this one that is just on a stand. I've got one in these colors. There's 3 different images in these colors already done, put together, and then I did some of my embossing on it. Of course, when I take the pictures, I'll do a close-up on them. But I absolutely love the colors on these. What I'm going to do first is I'm going to put them together. Now, what I want to do is I want to use a wood ball on the peg of the piece. I really like it when it lifts it a little bit off of the base, so long as nothing shows. I don't like any pegs showing, which I think everybody here already knows, or everybody watching, or most of you watching, because I think I've said that numerous times. I do not like when I see a centerpiece and I can see the peg. I don't like that. It takes away from it just takes something away from the centerpiece. I don't like that. So I am always looking for new ways to cover it, because I can't always cover it with the same thing. Sometimes it doesn't work, and I have to kind of step out and think, give it a little thought how I can do it so that it doesn't show. But I don't like that, and I probably have said that so many times, I sound like a broken record, but I do not. And if I see any posted, like in Etsy, that have the pegs showing, I kind of cringe. I just makes it look very unfinished, I think. But again, that's just my opinion. And you know what they say about opinions. Everybody's got one. I know there's another saying, but I'm going to go with everybody's got one. Everybody's got one. I just got the baby to sleep. My little baby Cal. And so my husband's taking care of the other grandkids while I work. We've got 3 today. And what time is it? I'm surprised that my daughter-in-law hasn't called to drop off one of the other ones that I take to school. I kind of like to have them dropped off when I've got my 4-year-old granddaughter, because the other one's 4 years old and they're besties, and she stays entertained. And I rolled over my cable on my glue gun. I hate when that happens. But this table that I work on is on wheels, and I have a carpet down now because I have destroyed my hardwood floors, and I want my husband to refinish them. But I tried to talk him into refinish them without taking my stuff out and just work around all of my furniture. And his answer was pretty much not going to happen. Not going to refinish them with furniture all there. So that means they won't get refinished until I stop doing this, because if it gets taken down, it is not going back up. Not going to redo it. And I would say he could put it back up. However, that would be a disaster. I would never find anything. But, okay. I got enough sticks on that one. I'm going to put this side on. And I have been putting these on either gold or silver bases, depending if they have the gold or the silver in them. This one, I already decorated one. What does it have? I would say that they're going to be gold, because that one's got gold on it. And I'm going to sneeze. Excuse me. Couldn't hold it back. Felt it coming, and with my hand and with my hot glue already started to lay down, I didn't have a free hand to muffle the sound. I don't have a cold, but I think that some of this fibers are going up my nose. That would be my guess. And not surprising. There's stuff floating all over the place here, I'll tell you. I hope everybody had a great Easter. This was the first time, and my husband and I have been married 51 years next month. And our oldest daughter is 44. And since we've had all 4 of our children, we have never, I'm talking never in all these years, not been together for the holidays. Ever. Yesterday, my husband and I were alone. My one daughter had to go to her mother-in-law's, or her husband's, her brother-in-law, for Easter and her mother-in-law's birthday. So they were all in Minnesota. And my other son, family was coming up from where they live, and my daughter-in-law's sister was having Easter. So they went there. And my other daughter and her kids had sports tournaments all day. And my other son went to the other half of his family's. They spent texting back and forth. We have a family text that all of us are on. So whenever we send anybody schedules for the kids' sports or holiday, anything going on, it goes into the family text so everybody can have their input. And probably spent a good 4 weeks inputting information about what we're going to do for Easter. And this is what it turned out happening. And my husband was not happy because we have never not been with our kids on holiday. So my son showed up this morning to drop the 3 kids off, and he had his say about it. He was not happy. And he was saying sports never come before family. And they shouldn't be playing sports on Easter Sunday anyway. So he was not a happy camper, not getting together with family for the day in our Easter egg hunt that we have every year. We have an Easter egg hunt in my backyard. No, last 2 years it was in my son's backyard, because he loves to do things at his house, and he has an acre lot and a cornfield behind him, and therefore Easter egg hunt hiding is phenomenal. It's great. There's just so many places to hide. But we didn't have it, and he wasn't happy either, but I was happy to hear that he wasn't happy. I'm doing my glittering. What I'm using now is Cool Mint by Ranger, because that's the colors of this particular set of images. They're all in one on Etsy. I got them, and they are one file with 3 different images. And I didn't pick the one with the carousel because I wanted to make some that were different, because everybody's taste is different. I think I'm going to end up with a whole section that's going to be just carousels and the horses, because they have been absolutely going like hotcakes. I can't keep up. I think I've shipped out every day two shipments, and they're all full of carousels. So you go where the business calls you. So mine is being called by the group. Wrong pink. I don't want that pink. Sorry. I've got such a disaster going in here. but I don't have time to pick it up. I'm having I'm going to join the neighborhood garage sale that comes up in May because I have so much stuff to get rid of, including pieces of furniture of my husband's that haven't sold yet, and all of my kids are bringing over truckloads. They're trying to get rid of toys and things. So that. What did you need? Where are the kids? Okay. My husband just came to tell me he's leaving. So this is going to be cut very short because the kids are downstairs by themselves. And it's not going to take them but a minute to come run in and ask me, what am I doing? So guys, I was just trying to show you a little bit how I glitter up these little horsies. But again, I'll do this until, I'm going to take a bet right now that the first one that's going to come up is going to be the 2-year-old Peter. He's going to throw the door open and he's going to say, "What you doing, Emma?" And then he will say, "Can I watch?" He's as cute as they come. But I cannot work when he is on the loose. His mind is all over the place, and you never know what he might be getting into. Then when you catch him, he usually says, I was just looking," with his hands all over it. He's a tight toucher. Got to touch everything. Well, I shouldn't say him. I think children are like that in general. Oh, yep, he's telling them they're leaving. That means I got to go down, guys. Anyway, so you can kind of see my glittering, and I think that you should be able to see pretty good. Sometimes I get carried away. Then when all of a sudden you realize you've got 12 pieces to do and they all got to match, you think, oh man, I wish I hadn't done that quite so heavy. I just did a set of 4. That's what he's going right now to ship. And I had not the peg for the peg that runs through it here, the way that the pattern of the ones that I just did. I put thin sticks because they were like 18-inch pieces, and that pole was really, really thin. So I had some really small sticks, almost like toothpicks. And I said, these will work perfect. Well, I got them all done, and I thought, oh, they're not very strong. And they got weaker by the minute. And when my husband went to pack them, he said, this isn't going to work. These are not strong enough. So somebody had responded to one of my messages where I was saying it was hard for me to find strong enough posts through large centerpieces and stuff to make them stand straight, because sometimes the dowel rods aren't even heavy enough. And she said metal posts that you can get at Menards. And so yesterday or Saturday, I had my husband go to Menards and find out what they had that would be strong enough for these larger pieces. And he did. He found some metal rods that were absolutely perfect. However, when I went to put them on, I realized I couldn't get them through the center. So the pole is like this. I couldn't get that post to go through the center of the front and back. So I had to decorate the post and wrap it in a fashion that it could go on the outside. That was the only way of fixing them without having to redo them, and they were quite ornate, and I didn't want to have to redo them all. But they actually looked better. I liked them better when I had done that post and decorated it. I don't want to call it a post. It's the pole on the carousel, the pole that you hold. I don't know why I call it a post. It's not a post. But anyway, I put these metal, they must have been 1/8 of an inch, and didn't bend. They were awesome. So I found that those worked pretty much perfect. So when I do my 2-foot pieces, if only if I'm having trouble, you know, using a dowel rod. Sometimes the dowel rods are too weak. It all depends on what the piece is and how big the top is. But if I have trouble, I've got some posts on hand now, from now on, that I would use. I think the person that rolled me said they were flat. He couldn't find the flat ones. The ones I found were round. But I was totally okay with that. I didn't care if they were round. I didn't care what they were, as long as they were thin. And so he's heading to the post office right now to get that stuff mailed out. But I took some pictures, and I may add them to the end. I probably will, just so you can see the variants of carousels out there that are available. I absolutely love doing them. That's one of my reasons I decided I would like to do all different ones. The next ones I'm going to be working on are going to be blue, because everything seems to be pink. So I want to do, oh, my granddaughter's crying. So that's going to be it, guys. I will be back to finish this up later. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.